This video explores the news value of prominence. The news value of prominence is present in events that involve a famous person. The video first discusses when exactly we should mention a famous person in our breaking news story or in a news release. After that, the video addresses how to start a breaking news story about a person who is not famous. Please remember that we write breaking news stories in the inverted pyramid story structure. We aim to start an inverted pyramid story with the doer of the action who did something somewhere sometime in the recent past. Because people are usually active doers of their actions, it makes sense to start an inverted pyramid story with the person as a who, and with their action as did what. Let's see how this works when a person is a famous one. When a famous person is involved in an event, such event carries the news value of prominence. News values are qualities of events that make people want to know more about these events. Our story should include as many news values as possible early in the story. So if a famous person is involved in the event, we start the lead with them, correct? We start with their name and then provide their action, right? Well, in some cases we will not start with a famous person even if they are really famous. One thing to consider is this. Will the event be cancelled if the famous person cannot attend? If the event will be cancelled when the famous person cannot attend, then indeed we will start the lead with the famous person. So, when an event is happening due to a famous person, we do start with the person's name. For example, King Carl XVI Gustaf of Sweden visited NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in the city of Green Belt in the state of Maryland in the United States on May 3rd in 2017. NASA prepared several events including talks by NASA scientists. If the King of Sweden wasn't able to attend, the talks would be postponed until his visit. So our who is King Carl XVI Gustaf of Sweden. Our did what is visited NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center. Our where is in Green Belt in Maryland and May 3rd was a Wednesday. Please remember that we state the day of the week instead of the date because we are publishing this news story or news release almost as soon as the event happens. Now let's have a look at an example where we probably will not mention a very famous person in the lead. On January 1st in 2019, a small but mighty spacecraft named New Horizons flew by the Kuiper Belt object 2014 MU-69, at the time nicknamed Ultima Thule. The object is now officially named 486958 Arakoth. The New Horizons mission was publicized by the lead guitarist of the British rock band Queen, Brian May, who even released a single called New Horizons.
New horizons to explore.
Brian May defended his astrophysics thesis in 2017 on the topic of dust in the plane of our solar system. When New Horizons flew by Ultima Thule, Brian May participated in the watch party on the New Year's night. The watch party and the flyby itself would still have happened even if, for some reason, Brian May would not be able to attend. So the lead in the news release about this event likely will not mention Brian May. Instead, the lead will focus on the fact that the flyby went as planned. Brian May will be mentioned later in the story. We do mention a famous person in the lead when something bad happens to them. In February of 2018, Indian actress Sridevi died in a hotel in the Emirate of Dubai. Let's agree that we are writing this from New Delhi in India. So the dateline is New Delhi. Bollywood actress Sridevi was found dead in a hotel in Dubai, which is in the United Arab Emirates, on Saturday night. We'll continue with the second paragraph that will read as follows. Sridevi, aged 54, presumably died of a heart attack. The cause of death has not been officially confirmed by the Emirati authorities. Please note that Sridevi's birth name should appear at some point in this story. Now let's imagine that somebody who is not a celebrity died in a hotel in Dubai. Let's also imagine that this news appeared in a national newspaper in the United Arab Emirates. Because the person is not famous, we will not provide her name in the lead. This is because our audience is expecting to be familiar with the people we mention in the lead by name. To avoid causing our readers think, why is it that I don't recognize this name? We are using a delayed identification lead. After a dateline of Dubai, the lead will read as, "An American woman was found dead in a hotel in Dubai on Saturday night." If in this story we will identify the person by name, we will probably do so in the second paragraph. More specifically, we will write, "Jane Doe, aged 54, presumably died of a heart attack. The cause of death has not been officially confirmed by the authorities." Please note that we identify the who in the lead as a woman because Jane Doe was 54. Everyone who is 18 years of age and older is a woman or a man. Everyone who is 17 and younger is a girl, a boy, or a child. The rules about the use of the words boys and girls and many other rules of writing about people are explained in the Associated Press style book, but writing about people in the Associated Press style is a topic for a separate video. And this brings us to the end of this video. In this video, we've learned that famous people carry the news value of prominence. This video also showed that when a famous person is making the news, we name them in the lead, often as the doer of the action. If the event would still have happened in the case of a famous person missing the event, we tend to mention the famous person later in the story. People who are not famous are often identified as men or women in the lead and by name in the second paragraph. This is called a delayed identification lead. This video was created by me, Yulia Medvedeva. Most of the photos and video footage came from American Space Agency NASA. Thank you for watching.